Hello there, Virgo, and welcome to your April reading. Really great to see everyone again. I hope this month is getting off to a good start for you. As always, I like to begin this with a little bit of channeled information. And this month, as I was engaging in automatic writing and tuning into your sign, this is what came through. The message is to not be afraid to say no. In particular, to put limits in your life. If people are trying to ask for too much, make sure that you know when is enough, basically. Give yourself the time and space needed to recharge. In particular, I wrote down the words alone time, and I feel like this is going to be very important for you to kind of sort out other people's energy and influences and get back to your own energy. And for those of you that might be caretakers, teachers in the healing profession, this is really important. And I mean, it's essential for everyone, but especially if you give a little bit extra and you're around a lot of people. So this alone time, this recharging is going to give you the energy that you're going to need to basically manage all that comes through this month. So make sure you take care of yourself. All right, now with that being said, let's take a look at what the cards have to say for this month. Just a reminder that you can always use the readings for your sun, your rising, and for your moon sign. Even if I forget to say that, that's always the case with this and all previous readings. Now, before I shuffle the cards, let me just tell you how I organize this. I'll start off with that channeled information, which we just talked about. I'm going to pull a Celtic cross here in just a moment. Then I expand the forecast to look at areas of health, wealth, love, and destiny. All right, let's go ahead now and begin. At this point, I like to remain quiet and just observe what comes through with the cards and let you do the same. And before I begin looking at the meanings of each of these cards, I also like to pull a catalyst. And for me, this is a connective thread for everything that we're looking at. It's also a card that helps kind of like kick everything into motion, just like the name implies. So the catalyst is the Nine of Pentacles, or the Nine of Discs here. And this is a great card, actually, because typically it shows that you're at a place where you're able to take care of yourself. It's a self-sufficiency card. But in addition to that, it also shows that you're in a good place with your relationship with money, or if you're not, that good things are around the corner. So focus this month on really taking care of your finances. There is sort of a self-centered energy around the Nine of Pentacles, and not necessarily in a bad way. It's sort of just telling you to, we were talking about making sure that you have limits. I think that if somebody's trying to take advantage of your generosity this month, there's nothing wrong with being generous or being philanthropic, but if there's someone in your life that is sort of habitually taking your money, or not really maybe even needing it, but just taking advantage of you, this is a time where you push back a little bit and say, okay, this is not acceptable, or you ask them to reciprocate. And again, the good news on this is I feel like you're headed in a good direction with your money and with your relationship to your money. So just stay true to that general meaning and also that intention this month, okay? All right, now let's take a look at the rest of the cards and their associated meanings. What we have at the center here is the Devil. It's reversed and it's crossed by the Knight of Swords. When I was pulling the cards, I got a mental download saying literally the devil's in the details. So I really want you to be careful this month with any sort of contracts that you're signing. Of course, we have that retrograde energy, but it's not just because of that. I feel like there could be something that you miss. So if there's something important, you really want to get either a legal representative, a lawyer, or someone that understands all the sort of fine print to check your assumptions and make sure that nothing is going on in a contract that might somehow not be benefiting you. Also, with this, it's also about your speech. So because swords is attached to communication. So I want you to be careful in either having someone back you in the corner and make you commit to something that you don't want, or maybe there's a situation where they twist your words a little bit. So make sure things are documented this month. If you have a casual conversation about something at work, then you want to follow it up with an email and say, thank you so much for our discussion today. Here's what I took away from it. Let me know if I missed anything. It's a chance for you to check communication all along the way. Make sure that you understand and they understand, and also that there's a written or a digital record of it, so that if anything kind of falls apart, you can say, actually, we took care of that here, here, and here. So you just want to cover your bases, and I think you're okay. The good thing about having the devil at the center and also having it reversed is, I believe that whatever is going to happen pretty quickly and also pretty obviously at the beginning of the month. So it's going to be revealed, you can deal with it, and then you can move past it. And then the other thing with that card is that you can just take good actions at being preventative against other miscommunications. Make sense? Now in the deep past, we have the Hermit in reverse. I think that this is tying directly to the channeled information that I brought up earlier, which was, don't be afraid to say no and to give yourself that quiet time, that quiet space. This is deep past. It's showing me that perhaps you've been denying yourself that time alone. And for that reason, you're off center a little bit. And if that's the case, you definitely want to take care of yourself. As I look at what's contributing to some of your energy at the beginning of the month here in the recent past, we see the Ten of Cups. So there could be a lot of energy coming through with friends and family where they've been either in your space or with you quite a bit. And there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes, like I said, it's important to ground yourself and just detangle your energy a little bit from others. So daily meditation is a great way to do so. It's not like you have to take a vacation or somehow put yourself in a room and lock the door. It's just about little limits and deciding perhaps that, the 30 minutes in the morning you're gonna go take a walk or go to the gym or meditate somewhere outside, so that you have a chance to just have time and space for yourself. You'll find the right place and the right way to make that happen, but it's important this month to do that. As I was saying also with the Ten of Cups here, I feel like you're surrounded by a lot of positive energy. You have a network that you can lean on if you need it. So in the past, if you were kind of keeping to yourself and unaware of that network, know that it's there at your disposal. This could be really good if something is going on and you need assistance, because if we look at the Devil card in a different way, perhaps you've discovered something and you need like legal advice or just a friend to talk to because something happened and it upset you. Sometimes when we get that Devil card in reverse, we're not happy with what we've discovered. This is a chance for you to really reach out. I feel like you have that support, so don't be afraid to engage it. As we look at your crowning card, it's the Three of Pentacles. It's reversed. I like this card even in its reverse state. Much like the Four of Wands, it has very positive connotations. Three of Pentacles is a card of achievement and recognition, and a lot of times if you're in higher education, this can show like graduation or achieving some sort of a certificate, or again a nod or a recognition rather. It can also be getting a raise, etc. Now the only sort of negative that might come with the card reversed is depending too much on others for that sense of you're okay, that approval basically. Know that you're on the right track, and if for some reason there's someone in your life that is unable or unwilling to give you that feedback that they care, I need you to sort of like focus on having a good sense of self and good self-confidence, and don't let that throw you off, because there's so much that's positive that's happening. Don't let one person kind of psych you out, or again, just maybe through their own lack of empathy, they're not really trying to hurt you, but it could be perceived that way. So try to take more of a bird's eye view and think about this and realize maybe I don't need their approval. I realize I'm doing a good job with or without the nod of approval. Now, as we look at what's coming through towards the middle of the month, we have Seven of Wands, and in your ego position, we have the Eight of Wands. These are both very good cards. However, there are a couple notes that I want to go over here with the Seven of Wands. The first is, it's sort of a general nod of acknowledgement that you are able to handle a lot more than other people can. You're just very good at multitasking, or especially this month, you're going to be given a lot. But don't be afraid to push back a little bit, because with the Seven of Wands, sometimes you can get overwhelmed, or you can take on so much that you might miss something. So if you can delegate, absolutely do that, especially if you're in a management position. If you're not, then you can basically manage up and say, these are the things I can put most of my energy into this week or this month. I'm going to deprioritize this, and this, and basically just let people know so that they understand and they can manage their expectations. Anything's possible with communication, and if you let them know earlier than later, then you will not be held accountable if for some reason the expectation was unrealistic. The other thing with this card is just not to get overly defensive. You can take care of yourself. That's showing up loud and clear here. If you start to receive some constructive feedback, you can just listen to it and say, okay, I'll take that under consideration. Don't internalize too much. And if you have to, you'll know when and if it's appropriate to pick your battles. And I guess that would be the last piece of advice I would give you here is only spend that energy when it's absolutely necessary and you feel like you're going to get some sort of a benefit from fighting the battle. As we look at your ego card, it's a great one. We have the Eight of Wands, which for me just screams opportunity. And this is really going to permeate all of this month for you. So I believe that it's really up to you what you want to go after. The only thing that I would say here is try not to get lost in the crowd. Whatever makes you unique or your approach sort of singular, you want to stick with that. Don't let people water you down. And that's why you can sort of see the stampede on this card, and I love this illustration. But don't get watered down is what I would say. Whatever your style is, whatever your voice is, keep that, okay? As we look at your environment card, it's interesting. We have the unknown card. It's reversed. That really doesn't matter for this card as much because it is a wild card. So for me, this is speaking to a level of ambiguity when it comes to what's going on in people around you. So for those of you that are in an office situation, we have the Devil at the center and then we have the unknown card here in the periphery. So what I'm seeing is there could be some stuff going on, either gossip or perhaps even some people engaged in activities that they shouldn't be engaged with. You want to just pull back from that. And you want to, if you can, try to be comfortable with yourself, because I feel like there is going to be a certain amount of ambiguity or unknown this month. So if you know what you are about and what you're trying to do, then other people won't be tempted to try to sway you one way or the other. You have to stay strong. It's kind of like you're a tree and you're going to plant yourself in a difficult storm. If you are grounded and rooted in your truth and yourself, then you'll be okay. If you do something that breaks that foundation or breaks trust in who you are, then that's not good. So don't let other people bully you this month. Remember to stay strong and clear with what your personality and your point of view is. And I think if you do that, as we look at opportunities here, that you're going to shine. And that's what's important. And the other thing here, again, some people may not understand what you're trying to do or what you're about. That doesn't mean it's not right. That doesn't mean it's not good or that it doesn't have value. The Star card is often preceded or surrounded by cards of doubt or misunderstanding. So just know that if you think of people that are truly successful, there's something about them that makes them stand out. So I want you to find what it is about yourself, and perhaps it's been something in the past that you've been afraid to let shine. I see you owning it this month, and if you do that, we have the outcome card as the Knight of Pentacles, which is opportunity, acclaim. Everything that you were trying to have happen here in the crowning card will actually happen by the end of the month, or you have a better chance of finding that. So I think there might be a little bit of a self-confidence issue towards the beginning. I see that resolved. There could be some money challenges towards the beginning. Again, those seem to be resolved or on the way towards resolution towards the end of the month. So you have a really nice shift that's happening, and I feel like once this sort of situation or whatever it is, this unknown element is exposed, and whatever the Devil card is exposed, then you're free. You're able to move forward. And as long as you stay above it, then you're also going to be in a great position. Okay? Let's go ahead now and expand the forecast, and we'll look at health, wealth, love, and destiny. However, before I begin that, I had to pause the video and go back and watch what I just said. Did you notice that the light went out? I have a touch lamp here, and sometimes when I'm doing a private reading or even some of these monthlies, it will go out or the spirits touch it. I went back and listened to what I was talking about, and it really is that there's a shift and there's a reveal moment this month. I think you really need to pay attention to that. They were my guides were working with us to make sure. So definitely pay attention to when I talked about devil in the details. Look at all the legal stuff that you can, all the small print, and then with the unknown card, try to steer clear of any of those sort of activities that are going on that you have a gut instinct, I don't want to do this, or this isn't right. Listen to that. All right, I'm going to turn this on and we'll see if it stays on this time. Anyway, do focus on those two things. Look at the people around you, see if you trust them. Also look at all of those details. Enough said. Thank you, Light. All right, let's go ahead now and expand the forecast. We will start with the health card. Health, of course, includes mind, body, and spirit. So let's give this a shuffle and see what kind of message comes through. One more shuffle. All right. Okay, there's two, so I'm going to honor that. Your health messages this month are, when I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. Oneness is my true nature. Okay, so what we have here with the first health message is trying to decompress. When was the last time you had fun? Know that when you are in a place of enjoyment and joy itself, your body's going to be at a more relaxed state. You're going to have positive endorphins coming in. So I'm not only giving you encouragement, but if you need it from me, you shouldn't, but I'm giving you permission and a nudge to go and do something that is just gonna make you happy. So renting a movie, going out and eating dinner with your friends, or splurging and taking a day off and doing something fun. Whatever it is, just disconnect from all the stress that you've been having otherwise, and allow yourself to have fun. That's going to make you feel better, and in essence is going to improve your health. The second thing, oneness is my true nature. I actually read this as an integration card, which is something else that I've been talking about this month. And we notice that we have like communication and intuition colors right around it, right around that word. So I would say this month, if there's something that you truly want to be doing in your life, but you've been holding back from doing it, I mentioned a little bit about that when we looked at the star, but this is a second time for you to see this. When you integrate, when you fully become everything that you've always wanted to be, and you share it with people in your life, it allows for greater intimacy. It allows for greater self-satisfaction, and you no longer have this basically this faceted version of yourself where people only see one side but never see the whole. So don't be afraid to step into your truth, to be who you are. And sometimes that means that people may not understand you, or they may step away, or you may lose them in your life. But if you do that, whoever remains, you know, truly loves you, truly supports you. And the other people may eventually come around to understand what it is you're trying to do. So there's a bigger message here, and it's really about emotions this month and less about your body. It's more about mind over matter this month. That's a universal thread that I've been seeing. So when you are your true self, everything comes into focus, and you're going to be healthier, mind, body, and spirit. Let's go ahead now and take a look at your wealth card. See what's coming through for finance, for work, for career. And your wealth card this month is, we have the Sun card. I love this because generally this is showing me that things are on an upswing. Things are going in a positive direction. And I'm going to tie this to our season here, which is really that you're about 3 months away from a really positive shift. North American summer around the corner. So even if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, because I'm reading it from that perspective, I think that it's okay. So looking at about a 3-month trajectory for a shift in your finances. The other thing though, when I pulled this, it was reversed. And a lot of your financial cards, almost all of them this month, seem to be coming in a reversal state, except the Knight of Pentacles here in the outcome. So what I'm seeing is there's a need or a desire for you to spend some time looking at things just for yourself. The other thing with this is, for those of you that might be deciding to start or plan for a family, this is a baby card too, whenever I see the sun in any tarot or oracle deck. And you need to plan for that. So that could be something that you want to make sure that you're taking care of. It can also be a pet project, because those come through also like a child sometimes. So whatever it is that you want to kind of give birth to or create over the course of this next year, can also be one full solar year. So maybe it is next year or next summer. You have time, you have the appropriate amount of lead time to sort of take care of this, but it's important that you focus on what's necessary to make it happen. You can't just sort of jump in head first, if that makes sense. Okay, let's take a look now at your love and see what's coming through with relationships this month. All right, your love card says begin now. Take your first step. The card was reversed, which is just showing a little bit of trepidation or a little bit of doubt. So what I want you to do is, if there's something that you want to create in your life, again, this could be deciding to ask someone out on a date. It could be deciding to get married. It could be just needing some time and space for yourself if we want to honor that channeled message earlier. It's up to you to begin it. And I feel like maybe you've been dragging your feet a little bit, or maybe you've been waiting for a sign from others. Don't wait. This is your chance to really step out and create whatever it is that you're trying to create. So, general message here of empowerment, following through with what we've got from that crowning card of Three of Pentacles now here as well. So if you want it, go after it, fight for it, and don't delay. I think timing is very key this month. So follow your own intuition on when it feels right and go for it. All right, let's take a look now at your Destiny card. This is a great card because it's something you can shift. It's sort of like looking at your soul's GPS and deciding, am I happy with the current direction that I'm headed in? If I am, great. If not, then it's a chance to do a course correct. So we have the Moon card here. The main thing that I'm getting when I see Luna or Moon this month is don't be afraid to ask questions. Be the inquisitive one. Be the one that's kind of investigating things. Because in traditional tarot, the moon is about the unknown, and sometimes the fear of the unknown, or being afraid of stepping on someone's toes and asking those tough questions. You've got to do it this month. I don't want the light to go off behind me again. So the moon card is about illusions, and the best way to see through the illusions is to shine light on them. So ask the tough questions, be true to who you are, and if you do that and you rise above sort of the craziness around you, you're going to be okay. This is, though, a second reminder that if there's anything that you're concerned about, that you just bring it to the light and to everybody's attention. It's important to do that. All right, let's go ahead now and review everything we talked about, and then we'll wrap up. Your channeled information at the beginning was don't be afraid to say no. Set limits that are appropriate and give yourself the time and space you need to recharge. And I especially underlined alone time. So whatever that is for you, whether it's literally alone or it's just you in a different group of people and not feeling like your energy is being tapped out, whatever it is that refreshes you and recharges you, you really will benefit from engaging in that. I saw that there's positive growth opportunities with money and opportunities overall, I would say, like just career growth and personal enrichment. With the 9 of discs, it looks like you're trying to get to a place where you're more self-sustaining and can take care of your own life and your own finances even more than you can right now. So I see that growth potential there. If it doesn't exist now, know that it's showing up in the cards. I'll leave the camera down as we look at all of these cards. We have the Devil in the center, crossed by the Knight of Swords, really encouraging you to look at small, fine print and getting a good set of eyes that understands the letter of the law. As we look at Deep Past, we have the Hermit. It was initially reversed. I forgot to put it in the right position there. The reversal is just reminding you again that you need to honor your alone time, your recharging, and if you haven't done that, then this is a month to do so. 10 of Cups, there's a lot of support around you. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. For some of you, there might be an opportunity to step away from needing so much approval or encouragement from others. Eventually, as you get stronger and step into your own power, you'll notice that you may have people that don't understand you or might be jealous of you. So trust yourself. You're doing well from what I can see here. The 7 of Wands and the 8 of Wands. 7 reminding you to delegate, to not take on too much, to not be overly sort of like self-defensive here. Only pick and choose the battles that make sense and let the other ones go. Remember in order to stand out of the crowd, you have to be the star that you are. You have to be unique. Some people may not get that. There also may be some people in your life engaged in activities that don't make sense or aren't good or are counterproductive. Step away from that. Also step away from any sort of contract that would put you in a place where you would be compromising yourself. If you do this, you've got great opportunities with wealth, also with love. We've got a Knight of Pentacles here, so there could be a really strong earth sign coming in for some of you. We have 2 messages here for health. The first one is to remind you simply to have more fun in your life, knowing that a sense of joy, a sense of enjoyment is also going to bring you health, a healthier life, and also a happier mind. All of this is going to be good for you. Integration is the other part of this equation, and it's closely associated with the Star card, really allowing others to see you for who you truly are, not holding back, because when we hold back, that energy finds a way of sitting in our body sometimes in a way that isn't healthy. Looking at your money, you're either on a 3-month or a 12-month cycle, depending on what's important to you. So there's some good things around the corner, a little bit of a delay on that initially anyway. Also, a general note for those of you that are planning to launch something or perhaps to expand your family, make sure you're planning according to that. So that for some of you, that might be 3 months. So for some of you, that means you might have to wait a year. So just take care of yourself and put more of the focus on your limits with your money and your relationship with your money. As we look at external relationships, it's up to you to make things happen, whether it's proposing, asking someone out for a date, finding a new friend and asking them to meet you for coffee, or creating a business relationship. Don't be shy this month. This is your chance to shine. That's why the star is here. Finally, we've got the moon again, reminding you not to get into any compromising situations, to ask the tough questions, to shed light on any area where there's not enough insight, there's not enough light. That's your job. All right, that brings this monthly reading to a close. But if you ever find that you're at a point in your life where you need more insight on something that's going on, I do offer one-on-one readings. So the first link that you'll see beneath the video will be one that will help you check out my rates and availability if that's something that you're interested in. The second link is a way to contribute to the channel. If you like videos like this, just know that this is a viewer-supported channel. And whenever you give me a donation, it can be as little as $1. It helps pay for things like these cards. So if that's something you want to do, you can follow that link. Also, I'd love for you to stay in touch with me. One of the most frequent questions I get is, when are the new videos going to be posted? The best way to find out is to subscribe to my newsletter or to simply subscribe to this channel. So to subscribe to the channel, you can click the subscribe link and that little bell icon. The bell icon will allow you to receive email notifications. Also, simply follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I post updates. If things are early, if they're late, if there's a meditation video, I will usually kind of blast it out to all of those social media networks. Finally, and most importantly, I love to end every video with a thank you. And I'm so really proud and impressed with how much work you guys have been doing on yourselves. I talked last month a little bit about the idea of us creating this link of light, or this chain of light. And I do feel that we're starting to do that. I'm also here to really challenge all of you to become more intuitive, more psychic, and then share that with other people. I think that that's the best gift that we could give to this planet, is the self-development, support. It doesn't mean that you have to go out and read. It just means that you can be there as a listening ear, as someone that can help push people in the right direction. So I'm hoping that some of you want to be teachers and healers, or just more awake and more supportive for people around you. I think if we do this, this is a great way to shift the energy into a much more productive and supportive direction. Because right now it seems like we've kind of wobbled a little bit. So all of us working on ourselves and working together and supporting one another is bringing it into a better place. So thank you for allowing me to be part of that journey. And I wish you much love and light throughout this month and all the months of your life. Thank you. Bye-bye.